Hello and welcome to our review of Veronica Mars. I'm Paul,
And I'm Dave.
and this week we are starting Season 4 with the premiere episode Spring Break Forever. This episode, and all episodes of Season 4, originally aired on July 19th, 2019. So, we'll quickly do a little recap of the big films that were out around this time. So earlier in the summer, Avengers Endgame came out and kind of crushed the box office for quite a while.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got Toy Story 4 and Spider Man Far From Home. The weekend after this season aired was the quote unquote live action remake of The Lion King,
No, yeah,
which I haven't
yeah.
seen, but I never saw a reason to see it over just watching the animated one.
Yeah, like there's the slight case of being somewhat curious about it, but still kind of the case of haven't bothered to look into it yet.
For number one songs in America, oh my god, Dave. There was one song that ruled this summer with, oh my god. Do you have any idea what it could be? It was number one for like 20 weeks or something ridiculous.
Thinking and around that time, there's like the one or two that I can supposedly think of that were supposedly popular, but can't immediately say like what specifically was number one. Though from your uh, concerns saying that it was supposedly bad, um, like I'm not sure if I got the title of it exactly right, but I think it's like Old Town Road or something like that.
Yeah, it's Old Town Road by Lil Nas X featuring Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah. No, honestly, the one particular thing I know about it is that Weird Al used it in his newest song compilation for his polkas in his newest release.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that, but yeah, it's. Oh god. I do not like
On
this
one
song.
hand, I can somewhat understand, but then also it's the case of it's one of the particular ones that came out that was a thing that follows in the same case of another one of the songs that came out several years earlier that was also a thing. It was just kind of the case of it was everywhere, and lots of people got sick of it, and lots of people are still working with the mental scarring.
Yeah. So for video games, I figure we'd pick a few big ones that released around this time. So, um, one that people might not remember, and I don't know if you would, July 19th, the day these episodes went to air, a little game on PC was released called Horus. I believe it also got ported
Forest.
to the Switch.
Not immediately ringing a bell.
It's a like a side-scrolling kind of Metroidvania kind of 2D pixel art kind of thing.
Hmm.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's pretty fun, you know.
Like it seems understandable. I can't immediately find the particular thing around it, but
It's in chat.
okay, published from them.
Oh, it came out on PS4 and Xbox as well. Okay, I didn't know that. I knew it had a Switch release, but yeah, it's a fun little kind of side-scrolly Metroidvania with some other stuff kind of mixed in.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a. I'm not saying it's the greatest game ever, but it's a fun little way to spend some time.
Understandable.
July 22nd, not long after these episodes were released, this little game called Beyond Two Souls came out on PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that one of them Quantic Dream games that some people really like and other people don't.
Like as it sits right now, it's kind of one of the ones that you could mention to people, but it's not exactly the ones that it'd be like, oh, that game from that particular companies.
Yes. So there aren't like a ton of other games I wanted to bring up around this time. Did you have any on your list there, Mr. David?
Double checking with bits and things. Yeah, there's nothing immediate that I can kind of mention with things that were kind of there at the time. The release I'd want to mention about. Uh, Kind of the marvelous case of kind of getting a little bit more to gaming as it is kind of nowadays with the bit of releasing specific stuff as re-releases and other sorts of stuff from there, but also kind of the case of either newer IPs, a whole bunch of different sequels, and just a whole lot of indie developers throwing their hats into the ring.
Yes. Yeah, there were a bunch of those at the time. And also Dragon Quest Builders 2, because I feel like that game looks interesting, but I've never played it.
It is definitely interesting with the base idea of what they decided to do with that series.
Yeah, I might have to give it a try one of these times. Anyway, let us move on to the episode. Alrighty then. So,
Some things happen in these episodes, like oh
oh,
my gosh.
but oh my god, do they ever? Okay. So, the episode, as we mentioned previously, is called Spring Break Forever, July 19th, 2019. So, load faster, you stupid piece of garbage. Alrighty, so basic premise of the episode is that panic spreads through Neptune when a bomb goes off during spring break at the, what's the name of the hotel? I forget what it's called now. Veronica and Keith are hired by the wealthy family of one victim injured in the bombing to find out who is responsible, and things kind of go from there. So, what did you find interesting about this first episode, Dave?
Mm, I think the particular thing that was interesting was following kind of the basis of the start of the episode, sort of working with the idea of how season three ended, how the movie sort of worked into things, and then Veronica kind of giving her basis for what she's still sort of doing, um, going along with her work and the stuff that she sort of comes up with, which on the one hand, understandable, but also a little bit sad. But additionally, good work for her for getting the cheese when she needed it from her first job from the episode.
Yes. So, one of the things you might notice is the opening theme song is slightly different this time again.
Touch. The I didn't look too much into it of who specifically went in to sing it um, for things like that, but still, I suppose a cover of the original song from there, but just sung by someone different.
Yes, it is sung by Chrissy Hind, who was a founding member of the Pretenders.
Okay.
Yes, it's a very different kind of style for the song. I actually quite liked it.
Okay, because it was one of the things of hearing it's like, okay, they changed this up. But also the slight case of how much is Paul going to despise this?
I actually really liked it. I think it fits kind of the fact that it's not a show about a high school student anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's got that kind of like a more mature vibe, and I'm like, yeah, that fits with kind of where we're at. So the bomb goes off in this motel, and four people are killed. Um, and Veronica and Keith are going to investigate who gone done the bombing. And oh yes, Patton Oswalt plays a role in this as the pizza delivery guy, which is fun because I like Patton
Definitely
Oswalt.
interesting with the case of the stuff he has to go through, and then the other stuff he has to go through, and then the bit of the case of was mildly surprised of was he a supposed guest character or other particular thing, but with how the episode was playing, it's like no, it seems like this is going to be a main character at least for a time.
Yeah, he is. I think he's in every episode this season, or most of them. Like he's a pretty substantial part of the show. So yeah, we have a
Interesting.
couple of new characters that are somewhat important, as well as some returning characters. So obviously we have Veronica and Keith are back. Logan is back and is still together with Veronica and proposes to her, but that maybe doesn't go so well.
Yeah, which on the Veronica side, it's sort of understandable with the history of things. And then again, from what she said in the episode, all the stuff that she's been dealing with of married couples going at each other's throats for a multitude of things. Kind of, probably not the best thing to drop, but hmm.
Yes, and Logan is still in the Navy, which is kind of surprising considering that Logan has managed to actually make a career out of that.
On certain cases, mildly interesting, but then yeah, in some other cases, is probably not too surprising.
Yes, and we find out we have a new club in town that is run by Nicole Malloy, and she's pretty great when she beats the hell out of this guy who's being a creep. And we also have the start of another story where Keith goes to investigate the release of some rats at, I think it's Who's Grocery, run by this. It's like a discount grocery store, I guess, in like a poorer part of Neptune. And somebody is releasing rats to seemingly affect their business.
Not very nice.
Not exactly, no. So yeah, I think it's a good kind of re-entry into the series, and we get to see Wallace, and he's now married and has a daughter or a son. No, he has a son.
No,
So yeah, I think it was a fun first episode. We set up an interesting case, and the girl whose father, who owned the hotel, is seen at the end taking some kind of evidence away from the crime scene, and obviously that will be a path we will have to follow in the upcoming episodes.
yeah, yeah. Since it's a bit of a case of her father was one of the ones that sadly got caught in the explosion, and just the case, somewhat understandable. And first thing I kind of thought was, hmm, there's the slight indication that they're supposedly taking a typical plot thread of this show and supposedly reusing it. How's that gonna work?
Yes, it will be interesting to see. So,
Hmm,
until next week, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.